Oh, okay. So I'll see what I want to mention this. So there is stuff about okay, if you're dealing with it could be if I was dealing with I haven't wanted to say the term spiritual warfare. I feel like maybe I'll discuss that on something, maybe it will be on a podcast, something like that. I'll see what ends up happening. But I mean, okay, in the past 5 years, what I have seen come up out of people while things were how to describe this? I've seen people go right into dark witchcraft. I've seen people go right into darkness. I've seen all sorts of stuff where people, including where they got together as groups and started pulling stuff. So I have seen, I had a pastor try to bind my Kundalini for no reason. I have had yoga instructors I saw in Sherwood Park, Alberta, worked at Moto, or used to work at Moto, turn around and all of a sudden, boom, they're right in darkness. And they're calling on darkness and they're working with darkness. And I'm like, what the fuck? And these are people that you used to see them before, like, oh, hey, like, look at the love and light. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? I have soul family members in Ontario, Joan Wisborg and Amber Colbert, where people looked at a picture of Jillian and they said, I can see the evil in her. She looked evil. She looked like she was working with Lilith energy, and she looked like this creepy, whatever, I don't know, creepy dark witch she tried to look like, sitting in a picture, sitting there in a chair with her legs crossed, and you're looking at her like, what the fuck is going on? This is stuff I've been seeing. I've seen now for past like 4 years. People that were, and some of these are light workers. Some of these are light workers, went into that. Some of them were yoga instructors. Some of them were actually teachers out of the States, went into darkness and went into their shadows and started being toxic and abusive. That includes Gabby Bernstein. Were clearly, obviously in shadow. Like, what the fuck? You saw the posts they're doing, how they started to act, things they were doing spiritually towards me offline. Um, yeah, it's I when I want to say this, I feel like me mentioning it there. I have to say, like, this isn't some sort of excuse for any of these people. If like, oh, they did, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I have the post on there. They know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. You don't accidentally start bullying people as a group or attacking someone as a group or any of that. You actually have that where you go, hey, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, there's certain stuff everyone knows. Like, that's not something you should do. So I said it in different videos. Like, obviously this is coming out of people, but I'll see. Okay, so while any of this is happening, so Source, what you send love and light to any warfare? Keep saying love and light. Cuddle cords with anyone that's trying to do warfare at me, my family, our house, friends of mine. Yep, close the timeline with them. They don't have access to me. They don't. I don't allow anyone to siphon energy from me. Back to it 5 years. No one will be siphoning or stealing from me. People can't steal from me. I'd have to give to them, so I don't give to people trying to steal from me. They also not be getting knowledge from me. And in the past 5 years, tried to steal from me. The minute they tried to steal, timeline closes, and they don't get knowledge from me. And I don't help them either. I won't help them process anything either. Okay, and keep sending love and light to any warfare. Just keep doing that. Yeah. So how that stuff tries to work. Oh god, it tries to trick. Darkness, that sort of stuff tries to trick. Can try to get you fighting. Try to get you fighting with other people. It can try to. Oh god, I've seen all different stuff. All different stuff with how, like, it's darkness. Okay, so like people don't get how darkness can. Okay, I shouldn't have to tell, like, certain things that are obvious darkness. Okay, if somebody is oh man, darkness does not always look like boom, this it's some dark thing there. Okay, like Lucifer, you hear about like Luciferian light. Luciferian light doesn't look like it's dark. It looks like, oh, it looks like bright. Reptilian light doesn't look like, oh, this looks dark, but there's a feel. It's the feel behind it. People need to be able to have that. Okay, and that comes through. Well, I kind of comes through experience. We're like, whoa, what's that? Oh no, something. No, I mean, if something feels off behind that. That feels off behind that, and you're kind of like this feeling. It's just like when I've been picking up recently dark magic in certain people in the coaching industry. There is dark magic or reptilian energies being used or Luciferian energies. Mm-hmm. Multiple people that were, yeah, yeah. anyone that's really pushing anything that really strongly teaching, like going with the Neville Goddard stuff. I'm not saying everyone, but I noticed, okay, certain accounts online that they were really specifically, almost all of it was about Neville. There's a darkness there. There's a shadow there, and I found Neville. I found was like I saw a picture of him, and I remember when I saw it the first time I heard his voice. Okay, I remember feeling, oh my god, no. That's what the feeling was. Oh my god, no, 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 no. Heard him read some of the Bible. I'm like, no, no, no. How it comes, I'm like, off, off, off. This feels off. There's something behind it. No, this isn't good. That's a no, 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 no. So sometimes what happens when you have stuff that say they're Luciferian energies, that sort of stuff, they might say one thing and they're kind of like, oh, okay, Neville's talking about, he's talking about affirmations. Use affirmations. Okay. The next thing you know, he's also going into, like, I heard this story and I was like, oh my God, that there was somebody that was directly, it's their grandparent, and they had them pop on YouTube and they were talking about how they worked with them. And they used to work with them. And then they described how they went to the back of an LA club and they put hoods on their heads. He had them do this. And they had to visualize a death that they did to themselves. Which, even saying, like, you gotta be kidding me. And that they were going to float up out of their bodies over the city. So that's the thing. Where if you're going, oh no, they're great. Like, yeah, they're teaching that. He's saying this. That's all right. And then you have to be able to go, okay, so that's fine. That feels like that's maybe like, that's okay. And then all of a sudden, oh, but also go and try this like manifestation technique. Yeah, we'll do this. And you're like, oh my God, what the hell? That's not light. What the hell are you doing? So seeing this, okay, so there is stuff out there that's being like, guys, I have seen people that are teaching certain things. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not light. You know that's not, in some way, shape, or form, you have to know. Or if they didn't, they haven't done their shadow work and they haven't cleared their darkness, because you have to go through that stuff to move up to a certain level spiritually, to move up to 12th dimension, 1000 frequency, Christ conscious. You had to go through a lot of purification stuff, okay? So this is, I mean, I'm seeing more, how can I describe it? I'm seeing more and more, like, obviously stuff clearing out, but there's people that have been out there teaching. How do I want to say this? There's certain accounts that are people that you would recognize that I know have tried to put warfare that I saw, and I went, and even do it together with each other. And I'm like, what the hell? Certain things that were done that I was like offline, and I'm like, oh, that's who you guys are. That's who you guys are. But yeah, I've seen this now for the coaching industry. I have seen very obviously, and I'm not going to name names, but the people, I picked a bunch of this stuff out, and they were not, how do you describe it? These were people that were making a good amount of money with doing this, okay? Like millions, hundreds of thousands. And I'm like, whoa, black magic. Whoa, look at that darkness. Look at that black magic. Oh, look at that reptilian energy. Oh, okay, look at that. Oh, they're linking. Oh, the one, or finding out, oh, that one's a drug dealer. 50% plus of his income's from drugs. And he's going on there about the stuff, whatever, how he was helping certain people. And then he's taking advantage of light workers, linking them in a pyramid, and using a bunch of reptilian energy with even a little black magic. Oh, but my clients, they're getting it, like, yeah, look, they're getting this. This is stuff. It's happening in the physical, and then you find out it's like you guys are literally using shit which is around darkness to try to do that. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah, like it doesn't. I'm serious. So in the coaching industry, if they're using energy, you need to look out for anything Luciferian. Is the reptilian energies being used? Dark ET energies, black magic. And this comes through being able to pick up on it. You can see it. You can pick up on it. Okay? You don't have to use those energies. You don't. There isn't. But there's sometimes, if there's people, obviously they have not done their shadow work. They have not cleared their darkness. And it's very easy to see. So, and there's a certain there's a feeling behind any of this sort of stuff. I haven't said it. I've kind of gone, do I mention it? Do I post? I don't want to post an example of like, this is what Luciferian energy looks like. I know it could help certain people, but it's like, to give you some idea through law of attraction, I don't want that energy like here. I don't want to be getting into that. Maybe online, maybe that will change at some point. And I know it could help some people. There is people out there who are very good with talking about a lot of that, where they don't care. Like, as far as, like, if it was, say, someone I was working with, I'm like, here you go, look at this. This is exactly what I mean by it. Doesn't have to, it can look, how do I describe it? Luciferian energy can look like, oh, that just looks like, how do I describe it? Oh, God. It's like, I don't even want to mention certain examples. There's even flower essences, California, is it California poppy? And it says that one of the things it will help with is if somebody was exposed to, like, almost like, that somebody's soul could almost get stunned from like Luciferian energy, because it can appear bright. But in this case, it was false light. It wasn't real light, okay? So when I say light, you're picturing like Christ light. You're picturing like divine love and light from source energy. And when I say Christ light, I don't necessarily mean like talking religion, okay? So there is the Christ consciousness, Christ timelines. There is like a Christ gridding around the planet. And then there is also stuff that, false light and reptilian light. So, yeah. I mean, I've seen it now. I'm not sure how many if they're specifically manifestation coach, you need to be able to see, hey, if I felt it, it's multiple of like, I could feel what's behind it. Oh, no, here I'm suggesting this. Like, whoa, you need to make sure the shadow darkness is cleared. You need to make sure, like, I'm in alignment with the divine source of the universe. I am light. I walk in the light. Choosing that. Keep choosing that. Because, yeah, it can look like something. Darkness doesn't mean it's going to look fully like darkness. All right? But when it's obvious stuff, like when I see somebody's like, wow, that person just directly called on darkness. Oh, wow. Well, okay. Oh, they're teaching something. I'm seeing when I see somebody online and they're talking about something that could be light, but then I'm like, yeah. So, the thing with like the spiritual warfare, tries to get people fighting. That's part of it. Fighting with each other. You can get people fighting. A big one there is trying to trick. So with that, I am light and I walk in light. Oh yeah, it could be all sorts of like. I don't know if I bring it up. There's a shaman I worked with, and I'm a shaman with. Well, you know what? It's going to push. Yeah, like I had the one saying to me. And this was the guy who's an attempted rapist downtown Victoria, say that he was going to, quote, make me look like a piece of shit and try to do every dirty trick he knew at me, and tried to get me to choose darkness, turn around and try to say I didn't love my sister. This was happening during warfare. That's the sort of stuff of like, I'm going to try to do this at you. Oh, yeah, you're this and that. And you're kind of like, oh, yeah. But like, I'm light. I choose light. I send love and light till the warfare. So, but yeah, there it is, and maybe I'll discuss on something else. You hear this stuff, and I'm going, yeah, you send love and light. When you've got people that are trying to do witchcraft at you, and they're trying to do stuff like, I'm serious, like I don't want to maybe get into too specifics, but say you woke up and somebody was trying to touch you sexually without your consent using witchcraft, and I've heard other stories of people have that. Or they're trying to make you feel like you got burnt, like do a little burn at your skin or a little cut at your skin or certain things. You're like, and you woke up and somebody's trying to abuse you in your bed. Yeah. Or you go to sleep and they're trying to mess with you and stuff like that. Yeah. You still send love and light to that stuff, but I do get it. And when I'm saying my perspective, and I do get what's happening as I'm saying this, the manipulation as I'm talking of what I just said. It is like anyone would reach the point, if you're going through warfare, that you hit back at different times. You would. You'd reach the point. You're a person. You're a fucking person. I reached galactic consciousness. I still had it that I hit back and defended myself at someone that was doing dark witchcraft at me. On Vancouver Island. Tried to push me out of an area for no reason and do dark witchcraft, send dark witches at me. for no reason. And I definitely hit back and defended myself. And I have no issue saying that. And I feel that is like, I am a light worker, I'm a shaman. There's no issue with me saying that. I have no issue saying that. Of like, you can say, yeah, I'm not going to act like, how do I describe it? You do hear, just because you would be at a master level spiritually, does not mean you're going to stand there and have somebody abuse you and harm you. Doesn't mean that. That's what I found. And I can say that because I know what that's like. I know it's like to be a very high level spiritually and be like, oh no, I still was not going to allow, I wasn't going to allow her to like hurt my health. I won't allow them to abuse me or bully me. I hit back. I did. And right away, they got the point, sort of thing. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, like there was people in the past. Yeah, there's people I know now, actually, that connected to Shore Park, connected to Moto, that did try to do attacks on my dogs. Tried to do attacks on my dogs, spiritual attacks. I have a car that I sold that got kicked, had thousands of dollars worth of damage. I also had, oh yeah. Some of those people also directly called on darkness. Went directly into it, saw it. I posted about that. And, yeah. Like, if people are to the point of, oh god, oh yeah, like there's certain things that I like don't even mention online yet, or maybe it'll come up at some point, that I know was pushed from people that are out there calling themselves loving kindness, that are going on about, oh, there's room for mistakes, but no room for but there's no room for harm was the other one. And I've seen extreme levels. What I saw out of her, that one's Gabba Bernstein. What I saw out of her, the level of harm she has tried to cause. Huge. Mary Forleo too. Huge. Certain things that were mentioned. Certain things that they tried to pull. And some people thinking, well, it's energy, it's whatever. Oh, it's, if they thought they wouldn't be seen, they thought wrong. If they thought it's not coming back in some way on them, they thought wrong. Of course it is. Same with Steve Artisan. He was the one who said the loving kindness. Who I honestly feel like he just has this idea that it's like, oh, it's Steve. Like, he doesn't, I don't know if he doesn't fully get that it is coming back on him. It does, because the universal law is everything goes by law. And yes, it will. Of course it will. Of course it will come back on him. And it's when you do something, you're like, what were you trying to, why were you doing what you're doing? That's part of it, okay? Yeah. So if you go and you, like, this is what I've seen, some of the spiritual warfare. I've seen bullying. People try to do bullying. People try to do links, open windows with other people, try to make people look bad. People tried to push something sexually to make it look like there wasn't consent with something sexually to make someone look bad. Trying to link people to like just the how really weak people fight. Certain things I saw, and I could name it, and you'd be like, oh my god, and it was darkness stuff. And yeah, I send love and light to all the warfare I'm dealing with. And I guess it's one of those things, like, you can have it where you're going, no, I'm choosing light, and you're sending love and light, and you're wanting to, like, do healings, clearance, all this, and you're doing that. It's like, no, I'm just sticking with that. And there's still stuff like wanting to get you to go, wanting to find something to do one of these at you. So I said it online. People tried to find names of people that pushed abuse at me, Gabba Bernstein, Mary Forleo, Steve Artisan, and it was like one of these, like, come on, what are you going to do? And then there's posts for Mary doing that. Oh, you having fun? And, I can change the color. Oh, but saying the colors could change of New York. Or, like, literally, you want to see the colors change. And the gist, there was something thrown in there about how she could literally use the media at me. That was thrown in there online. That was actually fucking thrown in there. Ask the universe. Double check that. So, oh yeah, she was also using Revision to make a post where there'd be a post made, and then there'd be maybe a little something to incorporate her name, like Mary or something. And at first it could be almost like a joke or something, and then there'd be a revision, so it would turn around and then turn into a shot. That's how manipulative she was being. She was doing that. So they were taking a teaching of Revision, doing that. Revision is a Neville Goddard teaching. With Neville. I found that was the only things with Neville that I would have taught was Revision and maybe something about, they call it, I don't even use the term self-concept normally. You're using affirmations to you're using affirmations to, yeah,